How's it going, buddy? My name is ZealetPrince. Welcome back to yet another reaction video, and today we're getting into the next episode of Stories of Sodor of Season 7, and I'm not gonna lie, I had to look up the definition of this word, because the one time I had heard it, it was said in a bad phrase, so I got a little worried as I was getting ready to read the title, so I looked up the definitions for it, and they're gonna be on screen for the moment. And in terms of the context of the Stories of Sodor, I was a little worried that I might be saying a bad word. like stupid of me to think this, but it's just the way my brain works sometimes. I thought it was like a racial slur, and I don't know why my brain went into full panic mode because, like I said, the one time I had heard that word used, it was used in bad context. So I got a little worried. No, it seems like it might be used in a different context here, maybe not in the bad one, but I guess we'll just find out as we get into the episode. So I have no idea what we're getting into, but it looks like from the thumbnail we are going to the narrow gauge railway, most likely the Skarloey Railway. So with that being said, we're gonna get right into it in 3, 2, 1, boom.
Back in 1968, Parliament passed the Caravan Sites Act. The purpose of this legislation was to establish designated areas where, quote, persons of a nomadic habit could settle without fear of eviction. These became known as halting sites, 400 of which were created across the UK. One was set up near Harwin and was quickly occupied by a group of people. And if you read the title of this story, you'll know who I'm talking about. Unfortunately, this did cause problems. Back then, Gypsies didn't have the best reputation. They were seen as thieving, thuggish troublemakers, so the locals weren't exactly welcoming when they arrived. There were several altercations between them and the Gypsies, who didn't exactly act like gracious visitors. And I'm sorry to say the Skarloey Railway didn't help the situation, or more specifically, Ivo didn't.
Alright, well, forget everything I said in the intro. We're going down the bad route, I guess.
For Christ's sakes, Howard, I heard you the first 2 times, so why are you still here? Because there's no way I'm taking a train with those people on board. Ivo. No, Terry, I'll go when they get off. No, you'll go right now or I'll report this to Mr. Mannering. What's it going to be? You have his number, right? Fine, don't say I didn't. Sir, it's all right, we'll take the bus. No, madam, you paid for your ticket, you deserve to ride this train. Really, it's fine, we're used to this sort of thing. Just give me a refund and we'll be on our way. Very well, I apologize on behalf of the SKR. Please allow us to pay for your bus. That'll be fine. If you'd like to follow me to my office, we'll sort everything out.
Come on, Ivo.
I might not be able to see you, Renes, but I can tell you're scowling. I'm not scowling, Ivo. I'm fuming. I'm ashamed of you. I can't believe you're still holding on to this grudge. Grudge?
Grudge?
They put Fred in the hospital for crying out loud. Well, he had it. Don't you dare, Renes.
Fred?
Don't you dare.
Is driver?
I say, sir, how would you like to make 10 quid? Doing what? Picking up that coin. You're joking. No, sir, I don't have a sense of humor. What's the catch? If you can't lift it, you have to pay me 10 quid. What do you say? All right, you're on. Hold up, you don't want to do that. Why not? Because he's glued that coin to the ground. What? Rubbish. I would never do such a thing. Then you pick it up first. Works for me. Go ahead.
Ha!
You mongrel. Thanks, Ivo. You know that one? And I'll make sure everyone else does too. That's fine. I still have plenty more tricks up my sleeve. And you wonder why people don't like your type? No, I don't. As far as I'm concerned, outsiders can go to hell.
Damn.
I know who you're talking about. His name's Halligan. He took the butcher for 10 quid yesterday with that same trick. Ugh, I knew nothing good would come out of that halting site. It's basically legal squatting. Would you prefer the illegal kind? I've seen that and there isn't much difference between the two. Alright, this Halligan bloke is one of the bad ones, but you can't paint all of them with the same brush. Even if it's justified? Well, what justification did you...
Sorry about that, let's continue.
All of them with the same brush. Even if it's justified? Well, what justification did you have to boot those passengers off your train?
Yeah, literally.
He's right, Ivo. You took it too far. I'm surprised to hear you say that, Duncan. You were here last time, and I've wised up since. I suggest you do the same. Hey, there's wisdom in being vigilant. This isn't vigilance, it's prejudice. Like Jim said, not all gypsies are the same. Take Flora, for example. Who the hell's Flora? That would be me. Ah, speak of the angel. How are you, Flora? Fine, thank you, Duncan. So this is Ivo. Nice to meet you. Don't care much for my type, eh? That's fine. Maybe you'll soften up after I read your future? The hell I will, and the hell you will. Are you sure? I'm not interested in your fortune-telling bollocks. Fair enough. Any other takers? Sure, why not? All right, let me see. You will be reunited with an old friend. Someone who did you a great favor. Who? Hard to say.
I already know. Oh my god, what's his name? It's gonna bother me. Shit, I gotta look it up. I just restarted the video. Fuck. It's weird because the moment I start typing in to look at the older episodes from Victor Tantic, their name immediately pops into my mind. It's Andreas. She's talking about Andreas. Oh my god.
Great favor. Who? Hard to say. There's a strong aura surrounding him. I can't see much apart from a color. Strange. It's yellow, and there are wheels and a funnel? You don't mean... Didn't see that coming, did you? Now Sodor! What did you do that for? Because she was trying to get under your paint, Duncan. Well, it bloody worked. Now he's all worked up into a tizzy. I don't know who I should be angry at. Him for falling for that rubbish, or her for spewing it. It's only rubbish if she's wrong. How many times? Yes, I know. This island is a hotbed for supernatural nonsense. That doesn't mean what that bitch said is true.
Oh, jeez, come on, Ivo. Jesus.
Problem? My problem is I fucking hate pikeys. Why? Don't you know about the last time they were here? No. When was that? 1933. They came to the island by train. They took over an abandoned farm near Crosty Kern and started causing trouble. They harassed our passengers, stole tools, and vandalized stations. To cap it all off, they mugged the driver I had at the time. The morning after, they did a runner. The police never caught them. What happened to your driver? Fred was laid up at the hospital for 6 months before coming back to work, but he wasn't the same afterwards. So you decide to avenge him by mistreating a woman and her son? Mr. Mannering, I don't want to hear it, Ivo. Your conduct was abysmal. Since you don't seem to understand the rules of the railway, I'll spell it out for you. If someone pays for our services, we will provide it. The only exception to that is if they cause trouble. Did they? No, sir, but they could have. So your actions were preemptive? Maybe I should have you shunt trucks in the yard to make sure you don't do this again.
Thank you.
Does that sound fair? No, sir. Then can I trust this won't happen again? Yes, sir, you can.
I mean, I get what you're going through there, man, but don't see everyone the same way. You could see that person that did the deed back then probably the same way, but not everybody else. That's just profiling at this point. And like, what did Duncan say earlier? Prejudice.
Oi, you. What do you want, Halligan? I heard you kicked my wife and son off your train yesterday. They were your family? So I was justified. Good to know. You're begging for a world of hurt, you puffed up kettle. Bring it on, you pikey git. I'm not afraid of you. All right, that's it. Ivo, you shut up and let me do the talking. Manga tepu palamoro amala.
What the?
Vosai te aval yek kasavo kororo. Mary familia na trubol te avel insulterme kata yek kororo. Taika kerev sa tena ovel odava pale. Tusan murolav. Kamav te patiav tuke amala. Ba chi zanav konsan tu. Mianav si Terry. Terry Briggs. Briggs? Ova. Si kodo yek problemo.
Is that a problem? What language was just spoken? I am so lost.
Yes, Ivo, I'm a gypsy. Why didn't you tell? Scratch that stupid question. Did you live like them? I used to. I was born in the back of a horse-drawn cart. Spent all my childhood and most of my teens traveling about. Then one day, I had enough. I decided that wasn't the life for me, so I walked away from it. And your family? They walked away from me too. Haven't seen them since. And I get the feeling they've crossed paths with the Halligans. What do you say that? What did you say to him? that I would keep you in check. As soon as I mentioned my name, he took off. Now I'm wondering if I painted a target on me back. Do you have any idea what this feud might be? No, and I don't want to find out. So please, Ivo, for my sake, don't antagonize these people any further. All right, Terry, I won't.
Okay.
And have you? No, I haven't. I even apologized to Mrs. Halligan and her son when I saw them. I offered them a free ride, which they took. I even let the boy poke around my cabin, blow my whistle. He was a very nice young man. I guess the apple can fall far from the tree. Sounds almost like you're changing your tune about gypsies. I wouldn't say that. I'm still ticked off about what they did to Fred. Go on, Rheneas, say it. Say what? That he had it coming. Half the problems we had with those gypsies were because of him. You can't say they were saints. And you can't say Fred didn't go out of his way to provoke them. You're exaggerating, Rheneas. Am I? Remember that time we double-headed a ballast train? We passed by a small group of gypsies having a picnic near the line. They were minding their own business, and what did Fred do? He jumped out of your cab, armed with your fireman's shovel, and ran at them like a lunatic. Did he catch them? No, they scarpered. One of them was a child about 4 years old. The poor lass was terrified. Blimey, I'd forgotten all about that, which is absolutely terrible. He was absolutely terrible, Ivo, and a bad influence on you. I'm not a baby, Rheneas. I know that, but you were new to the railway, fresh out of the works, too. We've all been there.
Yes.
We've all been influenced by someone. I regret not doing more to protect you from Fred's behavior. Well, maybe he wasn't the best. He did have a temper. More than once he threatened to flog me with that shovel. Maybe I have been too judgmental towards gypsies. I still don't entirely like them. There are too many bad eggs. But there are always exceptions. I'll be sure to apologize to Terry when he comes in tomorrow. After everything I've said about his people, he would be justified in belting me with a shovel.
Uh-oh. Did they just kill him?
Is he all right? He will be. He took a blow to the head, but nothing serious. Were there any witnesses? A butcher. He said the culprit was a gypsy that fleeced him for 10 quid. Halligan. Tell me the police picked him up, sir. They tried to, but the halting site was empty. Looks like the gypsies have done a runner. And what are the coppers doing to find them? They've put out an alert. Every officer in the Northwest is looking for them, Ivo. I'm sure they'll be caught. With all due respect, sir, you won't find a pikey that doesn't want to be found. I'm pleased to say the SKR's number 7 was wrong in that regard.
Oh.
Within a week, Mr. Halligan was arrested and charged with assault. It seems his family had been betrayed by the Briggses at some point, so he was honor-bound to avenge them. His vengeance, in conjunction with a variety of other charges he was wanted for, earned him 12 years in prison.
Oh.
I'm pleased to say Terry made a full recovery and would be a positive influence on his engine. I won't say Ivo completely shed his hatred of gypsies, but he was far less likely to lash out at them, which was fortunate for 2 reasons. First, the halting site would continue to be used by countless travelers, be they Romani, holidaymakers, or campers. And second, the gypsies' knowledge of the supernatural would be needed by the SKR very soon. But that is a story for another day.
Okay, so scratch everything I had said at the beginning of this video about it being a bad thing. Well, not being a bad thing. I don't feel comfortable actually talking about it now. I don't feel comfortable. I was not expecting Ivo to go off like that. I was really thrown off by that. And it seems like we might be getting Andreas back, even if it's like a cameo thing. Maybe in the next episode or maybe in the future. We don't know yet. I don't really know what else to say, as I felt a little uncomfortable kind of listening to this episode a bit, because I'm not too familiar with, well, gypsies and the whole thing about it. So I don't feel comfortable talking about it until I do a lot more research on it. So with that being said, I'm just going to end the video here. Until at some point much later, I'll put a note on my desk to look up the full history of gypsies and go from there. Maybe I'll talk about it in a later episode. Who knows? But with that being said, I'm going to stay quiet for now until I do my thorough research. So if you guys enjoyed my reaction video, If you guys enjoyed my reaction to this, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!